Okay guys, welcome back to another Rare Pet WoW video. I'm your host Rayman from Respawn Games, and let's get to it. We are here with another bear video. We're really making progress with our rare bears, and this is another sort of disease one we're going to be going through now. There's a lot that seem to have this sort of look. Um, the bear we're after today is called Ol Muddle. Just like, you know, it's I suppose it's like an old term, like old. It's supposed to be Old Muddle, but it's like, you know, the name Ol Muddle. Yeah. Um, and you know, previously we've gone through the bears. We've gone through a couple of bears so far. We've gone through the cats. We've gone through a bat because there was only one rare bat. We've gone through the Ackery, and I feel like I'm missing one. What else are we missing? Basilisks. There we go. Knew it was one. So yeah, that's what we've done so far. Basically, the structure of this video is going to be a bit like we're going to be looking. I'm going to show you a picture of it first and foremost. I'm going to give you a couple of facts about it. You know, it's something new really. I'm going to tell you like where to find it. I'm going to show you the closest stable master because that's really important. I'm going to show you a little technique I use on how to tame it as well. So, for those of you who don't know, I am a beastmaster hunter because it's easier to be you to tame all the pets. You have to have there's some of them are exotic and you have to be a beastmaster hunter to do that. But yeah, anyway, guys, you know, if you really like the content and you want to see more, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe because I love making this stuff and there's plenty more I'm going to make as well. So, you know, I don't have as much time as I would like to do these videos, and you know, if I could, you know, in an ideal world, I'd love to do this sort of stuff full time, but you know how things are at the moment, I can't really do that. But you know, the more likes, the more watch hours, the more subscriptions I get, then the closer I am to achieving that goal, you know? So I'd really appreciate it. So that's it really, guys. If you do enjoy the video, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Have you managed to find Ol Muddle, or if there's anything I could improve on, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys. Okay, so this is Ol Muddle. I think it was designed as a rare elite mob with the intention of sort of adding a bit of ambient life and a bit of danger to the wild and untamed feeling of the Hinterlands. So I guess it kind of serves as a reward point for players when you explore off the path, because it's sort of found just off the path, and I think it rewards adventurers for having a bit of exploration, seeing what's around, you know. And this is the kind of thing that can happen. You'll bump into just this rare elite if you're just wandering around doing quests, for example. There's not a lot of rare stuff it drops really. It's just the one item, but yeah, most of it is trash. So I wouldn't really go, you know, hoping for good loot if you find this bit really. So, in terms of its like sort of fact file, for me, like the name Ol Muddle likely sort of evokes a feel of like a confused or sluggish old bear, and for me that adds a bit of personality to the Hinterlands. You know, with that you don't need quests or additional dialogue. You know, it kind of gives, like I mentioned before, it gives the players like in the Hinterlands a sense of discovery. For me, which was like it was like a core theme of World of Warcraft Classic, which is probably a big part of why people enjoyed it so much. Again, like most rares, it's popular with collectors during for like achievement or hunter pet taming runs, you know. And in terms of its look, it's not that much different to any of the other ones we've found so far, but it's, you know, it's still a rare, unique look. It's just a darker shade of brown really compared to, say, mange, which we've tamed in the last video. In terms of its drops, like I said, it's not a lot. You got the Conjurer's braces, silk cloth, a shank, and it's mainly garbage, like I said. So it's not really worth going out and hunting it. It's probably better to just try and tame it, really. In terms of its sort of abilities, the same as most of the other bears, except, so for example, feral charge is used to sort of just, well, basically just charge at the enemy. You've got lacerate, which deals normal damage plus a small bonus, reducing the movement speed by 25%, but just for the 8 seconds. But with Ol Muddle, we've actually got a new ability. Well, I say it's a new ability. It's one different to the other bears. It's called Wild Wrath. So it goes into a rage. It's a bit like Bestial Wrath that we have as a hunter. So it goes into a rage, becoming immune to most mechanics, so it increases the speed and allows the user to cast Fatal Bite. So where can it be found, I hear you saying? It's sort of, as you can see by the map, it's sort of central to eastern Hinterlands. As you can see, there's a lot of pins on there, so that's sort of the track you want to go down. So when you eventually see the video, they've got a couple of spots you can just head to from my add-on, which I found very useful, and it didn't take me that long to find it in the end. But you kind of just gotta just sort of spam this area that you can see, so just keep going up and down, and you will come across it. Yeah, there's a lot of other mobs around, but there's only one bear that I could see, and that was Ol Muddle. So yeah, not too hard to find, really. So obviously we start the video where we left off last time, where we were able to successfully tame Mange. Obviously got to give you the guys the greeting to start off with. First thing we're going to do, guys, is we are going to head to the Hinterlands, because as you have probably seen from previous videos I've done, we have a stable master there at the Airy Peak. And as you can see, I'm showing you now, there's all the spots from my add-on Silver Dragons picking up. By the way, like I keep saying in my videos, it's a super useful add-on. So if you are sort of, you know, beast hunting like me, or trying to tame some rare pets, get it. It's super useful. And I use it all the time now in my videos. So yeah, props to the people who did Silver Dragon. So I'm making a lot of use out of it. So yes, head to the Airy Peak where you can find a stable master. Also a flight master there, in case you don't have a flying mount, so that's really useful as well. And they're really close proximity to each other. I feel like the Hinterlands wasn't really somewhere I went that often, but I did go there a couple of times for various, just to go somewhere different. You'd go, you go into like the Hillsbrad foothills, the Arothi Highlands, and then you'd end up in the Hinterlands around like level 40 or something. Classic wild. So as you can see, yeah, really quick to get there. There's the stable master. So you're going to want to stable your pet. See, I only had one slot available because I tamed Mange twice. One was not recorded, which I was really annoyed about. So we're going to release the one, and as you can see, you can put in stable. So I've got 3 slots available now. I'm keeping those 2 out, and you can see on the left there they've got their own categories as well, so you can pull them out anytime you want. So yeah, that's a bit of it. That's a really useful feature. Someone on YouTube actually commented on one of my videos and said that you pretty much have not unlimited, but you have a lot of space there for pets, so you can stable them. You know, I don't know how many exactly, but I think it's well over 100 at least, which is great, because I'm going to be taming a lot more, a lot of pets. So yes, we're now going to fly over to the first pin where we can possibly find Ol Muddle. And as you can see, you'd think it would be quite difficult because there's a lot of trees here, but it's not. Like I said, there's a lot of like primitive owl beasts around, a lot of wolves in this particular area, the more central area of the Hinterlands. But if you keep heading, so I'm going to keep heading to, I'm going to go to this first spot here. So this is at the altar of Zul, and there's nothing, there's nothing there. But this is the kind of pattern I go back and forth, up and down, and just keep heading to each pin. See, if you haven't got the pins, you haven't got Silver Dragon, then just keep going up and down in like a sort of zigzaggy type pattern, and you will eventually come across it. because it kind of regularly goes back and forth down this route. But yeah, so I'm just sort of scouring now. There's quite a bit of diverse wildlife, I suppose. You got some spiders amongst the the owl beasts as well. Though in some ways it might actually be easy to miss if you're not zigzagging, because it is quite a big area, and obviously when there's like a path or a route it goes on that's this big, it can be missed, especially if someone's killed it already. You know, that can be really troublesome, because you don't, you know, going into this, I didn't know if someone had killed it already. You know, you just go there and sort of hope for the best, really. And that's the only way you can do it. You know, there's no way of telling. But there it is. See, I got quite lucky first time. This was the first time I've seen it as well, so really lucky. As usual, guys, make sure that your pet is dismissed, because you're gonna have issues otherwise. So I shoot my frost trap and it turns. So I thought, right, okay, I'll just go behind the frost trap and press the tame button. So that's the technique, guys. You're going to want to throw a frost trap down and then press tame. But more often than not now, they cap at like level 30, especially around like Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor. So what you're going to do... Oh, sorry, going to have to celebratory dance. Can't interrupt that, can we? What you're going to have to do is, if you're like a reasonably low level, then you will have to use this frost trap method, because it can get a couple of hits in, maybe knock you back sometimes and interrupt your spell casting, which can be really troublesome. But yeah, for a higher level, you can just tame and it should be fine. But I'm just showing everyone like the best way of doing it. Just showing you a bit of a close-up now with Eyes of the Beast. I always try and do that just to show it off a little bit, and then I'll show you its like attacking animation, see what it looks like in action. Yeah, I'm doing 8 million, just casually doing 8 million damage, as you do. But yeah, it's, you know, this one was relatively easy to find, as you can see. I mean, some people might really struggle, but like I said, if it's dead already or someone's already killed it, then yeah, it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, so that's it really, guys, for Ol Muddle. It was relatively easy this time round. Like I said at the beginning of the video though, guys, if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, I've got plenty more videos where they come from. I'm going to be doing plenty more as well, because I love doing this stuff. So, like I said, if you can give me a like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. So, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And remember, find your prey and stay steady, my fellow hunters. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.